What's up, YouTube? What's up, family? What's up, newcomers? Y'all see the title? Let's get to it. What dying on every planet would be like. This would be good. All right, can y'all hear? Let's
Mercury
go.
is the closest planet to the sun, but if you think that means hot all the time, you're wrong. At night, temperatures can plummet to an icy minus 180 degrees Celsius. During the day, however, they can skyrocket to 430 degrees Celsius. This extreme imbalance happens because Mercury doesn't have a proper atmosphere to regulate temperature. Instead, it has a very thin exosphere, which doesn't maintain heat. While apart from temperature, you wouldn't have to worry about weather on Mercury, the real dangers come from solar radiation and the lack of breathable air. In fact, Mercury gets almost 7 times the solar irradiance that Earth receives.
But the thing is, nobody don't really know this though, because you see, I'm smart. Venus is actually the hottest. They think Mercury is
As the
'cause that's
smallest planet in the
closest.
solar
It's not.
system, Mercury is full of craters, cliffs, and bumpy terrain, making it a pretty tough
Come
place
on,
to land as well. The low air resistance
that's
doesn't help
smart.
either. It would make slowing down a spaceship much harder, increasing the chances of a high-speed crash. Landing during the daytime is out of the question because of the extreme heat. The latest NASA spacesuits can only handle up to 121 degrees Celsius, nowhere near Mercury's daytime temperatures of 400.
The opportunities for a
Did you
cybersecurity
have to
professional
do
are
the
near.
TI University cybersecurity
uh,
graduate Aaron.
I needed the
did you have to? Like, it's not
430
even in
degrees
there yet.
Celsius. Plus, keep in mind that Mercury's day lasts about half a year due to its slow rotation. Nighttime isn't much better. Temperatures of minus 180 degrees Celsius far exceed NASA suit's lower limit of minus 157 degrees Celsius, so you'd still freeze. Your best bet.
But I think that that's good though. Shit, y'all can call me crazy, but this would be the best case because look, at least when it's nighttime, it's not that hot though. So it's like okay, at night, at least you got some coolness. See, y'all don't understand though.
That would be
It's
to
low.
try landing in the Terminator zone, the area between day and night where temperatures are more moderate. Even there, however, it can be risky, as temperatures can change relatively quickly. Venus. Venus is the closest planet to Earth, sitting just 40 million kilometers away. This means the journey there would be relatively short, about 4 months. Its size and gravity wouldn't pose much of a problem, as they're pretty similar to Earth's. The first real issue you'd face, though, would be those beautiful yellow clouds you'd see as you approached the surface. Unfortunately, they're made of sulfuric acid, a highly corrosive substance that would destroy your.
Yeah, that's the thing. If y'all paid attention in science, right? Because you know, math used to be my favorite, obviously, but then you know, it's not because as you, what is that word? As you advance, but it's not even advance. As you just move on to the next grade, it gets harder. Then they start teach you random nonsense. Like, come on, like real niggas don't do that though. Real niggas know unless you going to school to be a mechanic or something or a construction worker, we don't need to know or measure no distance. What we need to know is because you know, like I think school for everything. Like when I was 7 years old, I mastered how to see like this is a quick yap. So see everybody spam me up. See, cause y'all know. This is why I love y'all, cause y'all know me. So quick yap session. Y'all get snacks because this is about to be a little minute. And you see how this is an 8 minute video? I might just turn it to 30 because actually I'm starting smiling and I'm getting happy. So the thing is, boom. Don't mind the background on them. Okay. So I like to thank school because it taught me, like at the age of 7, I knew how to write cursive. I mastered all the ABCs front and back. I knew how to write a letter. I knew how to read time at the age of 6. I'm just a gifted child. I knew everything. I knew how to skate when I was 7. And the reason why, because I just kept falling. And that hurt it on the field trip. You know, that's just a little something though, but that's just a little off topic. But the thing is with the Mercury, right? It's a cloudless planet, so it's just mostly clouds. If y'all didn't know that.
Destroy your lungs
All
in
right.
seconds. But
All
let's
right, just
assume you've
start,
got a spacesuit advanced enough
just
to
start the
filter it out.
video.
As you descend to the
All right.
surface, you'd notice visibility dropping drastically. The atmosphere becomes incredibly thick, made mostly of carbon dioxide, so you wouldn't be able to see much. Then there's the heat, unbearable 450 degrees Celsius. If that wasn't enough, only about 10% of the sunlight reaches the surface, as it's blocked by the thick atmosphere, so it'd be pretty dark. On the surface, moving your arms and legs would be a serious struggle. Even though gravity is nearly the same as on Earth, the air is so dense you'd feel like you're wading through a heavy liquid. With a good pressurized suit, you might last a few seconds down there, but before long, the pressure, about 92 bars compared to Earth's 1 bar at sea level, would crush your suit. And if that didn't kill you, the sulfuric acid you'd start breathing once your suit broke definitely would. Mars. Mars.
Yeah, you call me crazy though, but I think I would survive there, right? I think so. Because guess what? All you just need is to just breathe. That's it. And then a good suit. Because even though when it just starts cracking, just hold your breath. Easy.
Mars is the second closest planet to Earth and the most habitable of all 8 planets. Daytime temperatures are much less extreme compared to Mercury and Venus, reaching up to a relatively comfortable 20 degrees Celsius. However, the real challenge comes at night, or in certain parts of the planet, where temperatures can drop as low as minus 153 degrees Celsius. Another big issue, similar to Mercury, is Mars's incredibly thin atmosphere.
Are you a lonely man with nothing going
That's
on?
what
Why
it
not learn how
is.
to code? DevSource is the only coding
But
academy
that's what
out there that
YouTube
teaches you to
wants.
earn
They
income
want
while
you
learning
to
how to
pay
code.
for the ad blocker. I'm not paying for the ad blocker.
Atmosphere. It's mostly made up of carbon dioxide, with only trace amounts of oxygen, meaning there's not that much breathable air. This thin atmosphere also results in low pressure and high levels of radiation exposure, both of which are incredibly dangerous. The average natural radiation level on Mars is 24 to 30 rads, which is about 40 to 50 times the average on Earth. On top of that, Mars experiences frequent and extremely violent dust storms, with wind speeds reaching up to 100 kilometers per hour. These storms could pose
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem though. Right? Keep pausing again, be ready for the yacht. Hey, at least you know. So the thing is, that's the only problem, the dust. If y'all know, like if y'all ever been outside, like that's one of the worst feelings. Obviously, you know, like we got the toothaches and the headaches. Having sand in your eye, y'all don't understand the pain. That's all that I'm gonna say. Because if the wind is moving 62 miles and is not stopping, like come on.
pose serious challenges,
That's
so
gonna be
any
a
attempt at
problem.
habitation would require a sustainable, airtight, and well-insulated life support system. Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest planet out of the 8, and it's one of the hardest planets to land on, primarily because of its extreme radiation levels. Even 300,000 kilometers away, the radiation would start
And y'all didn't know, like real niggas know that Jupiter got rings. Y'all don't know that. It got rings, but y'all can't see it. Now this is gonna be the problem though. You see this spot right here? I think this is like the great spot. I don't know what is this called. I don't know if they got volcano. I think they got volcanoes on it too. But yeah, you can't land on it because it's a cloudless planet.
penetrating your suit and you'd be done for. But since that's a boring outcome, let's assume you have a hypothetical suit that can block the radiation. Jupiter's gravity is 2.4 times stronger than Earth's, meaning you'd be falling incredibly fast. As you enter the first layers of the atmosphere, you'd encounter white clouds made of frozen ammonia crystals, with temperatures around minus 150 degrees Celsius. The winds here are no joke, reaching insane speeds of up to 482 kilometers per hour. If you manage to descend about 150 kilometers through these top layers, you'd reach the deepest point ever explored. This is how far NASA's Galileo probe got back in 1995. Beyond this point, things start getting darker, and both temperature and pressure increase rapidly. Just as a fun fact, the pressure near Jupiter's center is estimated to be about 100 million times Earth's atmospheric pressure. After hours of falling, you might reach Jupiter's inner layers, where you'd encounter a supercritical fluid.
After hours of falling, but I feel like how many planets is 8, right? Yeah, so it's 8 planets, right? I feel like the last 4 would be a higher chance of living because it's colder. Let's just think. Would you rather live on a hot planet that will boil you, or a cold planet that will freeze you? Because you're gonna be there anyway. But I'll just rather pick the cold ones. Exactly.
a state that's not quite liquid but not gas either. Here, you'd kind of be swimming in this bizarre substance. If you continued further toward the center, you'd encounter metallic hydrogen, an extremely dense liquid that would trap you. But if you somehow managed to get through that, you'd reach Jupiter's core, though we're not entirely sure if it's solid or not. The temperatures here would be about 24,000 degrees Celsius, roughly 4.5 times hotter than the sun's surface. Saturn. Saturn is the second largest planet in the solar system, with an atmosphere primarily made of hydrogen and helium. The first challenge would be avoiding a crash with one of its 146 orbiting moons. Once you manage that, you'd encounter its iconic rings, which are made of debris from old moons, ice pellets, comets, and asteroids. Let's assume you're either an incredibly skilled pilot or your spaceship indestructible, so you don't meet your end by smashing into space junk. As you approach Saturn's equator, you'd witness an incredible spectacle of red and purple auras caused by highly energetic hydrogen in the atmosphere.
No, that would look cool though. That would. I think Saturn's like the best, obviously, besides Earth. Right? No, let me just rewind. I think Saturn is the best non-living planet. Like, look at the rings and all of that, and its colors too. But you won't land on it because it's cloudless and all.
However, this beauty comes with a catch. Hurricane-force winds blasting at speeds of around 1,800 kilometers per hour would make it nearly impossible to stay steady. Trying to enter from the North Pole wouldn't be any better. Up there, you'd face a massive storm so large you could fit 2 Earths inside it. This region also has ammonia clouds, similar to Jupiter's, and temperatures that can plummet to a bone-chilling minus 250 degrees Celsius. As you fall deeper,
Supercharge your business with the all-new Shopify point of sale, the all-in-one POS solution built
deeper through the layers of clouds, the temperatures would start to rise again, eventually reaching 0 degrees Celsius. At this point, while the cold becomes less of an issue, pressure becomes your biggest enemy. It increases to levels comparable to the deepest parts of Earth's ocean.
Shut. Excuse it. Just hang on. You know. Excuse it, but you know that this wrong uncut though. Right uncut. I don't know where we at, but we rewinded
50 degrees Celsius. As you fall deeper through the layers of clouds, the temperatures would start to rise again, eventually reaching 0 degrees Celsius. At this point, while the cold becomes less of an issue, pressure becomes your biggest enemy. It increases to levels comparable to the deepest parts of Earth's oceans. Continuing further, the gases around you would transition into a liquid state. If you somehow survived long enough to reach the center of Saturn, you'd encounter its molten rocky core, which is about 10 times the size of Earth. Temperatures here reach a scorching 11,700 degrees Celsius, more than twice as hot as the sun's surface, with pressure.
But this is the thing though. How would they know, right? Like, how could you know what temperature other planets is? How would you know though? There's no way any spaceship or anything could go. And then you just said it. You can't even go. You can't land on there. So how would you know how hot it is?
Pressure 1,000 times greater Earth's, Uranus. This is where planets start getting really far from Earth, making the journey incredibly long. Uranus is one of the 2 ice giants and the only planet in the solar system that's on it. Also rotates fasting just 17 Earth hours. By the way, being an ice giant doesn't mean the planet is a solid ball of ice. Instead, it means it's primarily composed of elements heavier than hydrogen and helium. Like Saturn, you'd need to avoid crashing into its rings. Once you pass them, you'd find yourself surrounded by toxic gas, and the temperature would drop rapidly to below minus 200 degrees Celsius. This makes it the coldest planet in the solar system. If the freezing cold and poisonous atmosphere didn't get you, you'd descend through the first layer of the atmosphere. Here, things get even worse. The air becomes dense, and you'd be pelted by ice pellets. Eventually, you'd reach something truly spectacular.
Like, that would be the best thing though, because like I already told y'all, I would rather be on a non-livable cold planet than a hot one. That's easy. Like, and then look, it got snow on it. but the only thing is it is the farthest planet, so it's going to take years to land on it. So
Spectacular, a rain of
That's
diamonds, driven by winds of up to 900
Yep.
kilometers per hour. But once again, there's a catch. The pressure here is about 100 times greater than Earth's, which would ultimately crush you. Neptune. Neptune is the second ice giant after Uranus, and its composition is very similar. Being the farthest planet from the Sun, 30 times farther than Earth, it's incredibly dark. Like Uranus, Neptune is extremely cold in its outer layers, but the inner layers are intensely hot due to immense pressure and heat from its core. Matter of fact, its core is about 7,000 degrees Celsius, which is hotter than the Sun's surface. It also experiences the famous diamond rain, caused by high pressure breaking down methane and forming solid
So it
diamonds.
rains diamonds
Neptune's
on there
winds
too.
are among the strongest in the solar system, reaching supersonic speeds. In many ways, it's basically a twin of Uranus, so there isn't much to add. If you liked this video, subscribe for similar ones.
Okay, that was a good little video. Ain't gonna lie. What do we learn here? What do we learn? Right? Which ones you could survive on, right? All right. Now, I already told you. Okay, out of the 8, just pick 2. Which ones would y'all rather? Which ones would y'all rather live on? I already told you. I live on Uranus and probably Jupiter though. No wait, that's too hot. I'm just gonna live on the cold ones. I already told you. Okay.